Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's Saturday and the day starts pretty early for me. I wake up at around 7 AM and even though I was awake late last night, I just feel guilty sleeping in the morning knowing that I have a lot of things to get done through my day. The first thing that I do in the morning lately is journaling. I pull out my iPad and open Day One, a free journaling app that helps me staying organized in my journaling habits. When open, the app prepared a blank page for you to start writing straight away. And keep your pages on a daily classifications so that if you want to look back on your thoughts on the 18th of the past month, well, you have an easy access. I used to journal on a notebook and I still do sometimes. The only thing is that writing takes so much more time than typing, that most of the time I rather type my journal. It makes me feel kind of more productive. Once I'm done journaling at around 7:30, I jump into the shower to get me fully awake. Compared to all of the productivity guru of the internet who claim cold showers to be the key to absolute productivity, I personally hate it and won't change my nice warm morning shower for anything. I then get dressed and since even in Spain the cold has arrived, I put on my very comfy socks, which are definitely the coolest you've seen. I'm quite sure about this. At around 8 AM, I'm fully ready to start my day and I head towards the kitchen to start the most blessed part of my morning routine, coffee making. I started including making my coffee in the morning a couple months ago and by now it definitely became the highlight of my morning. I find it very relaxing to make and it gives me a couple of minutes to think about my life and project while making it. I use this very fancy kettle from Fellow which allowed me to set a perfect temperature for the coffee to be made. When I started making my morning coffee, I would just warm up the water and pour it over my instant coffee, but I recently learned about the differences that water temperature makes and why making coffee was such an art rather than a habit. Once I'm done making my coffee, I usually say hi to my dear bunnies, give them some food and sit down and relax while reading financial news to see how the markets are going and how the metaverse is gonna change the world we've always known. It is almost 8:30 AM by now and it is time for me to start being productive. I sit at my desk and start by looking at my emails to check whether I have new partnership proposals or not, and I have a quick look on my YouTube insights. Even though I am trying very hard not to care about numbers, since I am trying to follow the principles of Stoicism, which the main one says that you shouldn't pay attention to things that are out of your own control. I then pull out my iPad again and start studying on the different subjects that I have to learn. For today, I'll be studying GESP, which is basically a bird and rabbit production subject. As a fourth year vet student, I have to learn a lot about animal production systems, which is something that I truly hate, but for which I have no other choice than studying. I am taking some notes about gastrointestinal pathologies, and for today I am simply writing down normal notes on GoodNotes 5. I usually switch between different ways of note-taking and studying depending on the subjects and on the amount of time that I have left before the exam. Even though I do know that the best way to study for me is through active recall session and spaced repetition. After a quick session of studying, it is time for me to take my role as a perfect French guy and a perfect boyfriend more seriously. So I decide to keep up with the routine of making crepes for my girlfriend. We first started talking about this as a joke, but it ended up being a habit for the last 3 weeks. Consider this as cheating or not, but I'm using this very cool shake that tells me how much milk, flour and egg I need, and I simply have to add all the ingredients I need and start shaking. While making the crepe, which takes quite a while, I decide to open YouTube and start catching up on the latest videos of my favorite content creators. I then bring everything to my girlfriend, have a bit of a chat, cuddle the dear ladies hopping around and get back to my desk. At this time, I am studying cardiology. I currently am an intern in the cardiology service at the hospital of my university, so for this morning, I am reviewing and completing my notes on Notion about mitral valve disease and make some new ones about dilated cardiomyopathy in dogs. Once I'm done with my note, I then add a clinical case to the database I created for all the patients I'm going to meet throughout my internship, planning to possibly use them while doing my final project next year before graduating. It is around 12 by now and I realize that even though I have been quite productive this morning, I have a lot to do left for my day. To clear my mind a bit, I grab my Muji and my DIY to-do list cards inspired by the very famous Egmont desk accessory and start writing everything that I want to get done through the day. I usually switch between physical and digital to-do list, but I have to say that I really do love writing my to-do list on this little desk accessory that I made. As for now, it is time for me to face the reality of life and go do some groceries. At around 2 PM, I get back home and start cleaning my kettle with a product I just got. Kettle usually do get a lot of calcium deposit all around from the hard water we use, and to make sure that I'm not damaging it, I got myself this cleaning product. For a small 10 minutes, I'll just stress about the way I did it until I realized that the kettle came out as shiny as new. It is now 2:30 and time for me to clean a bit my desk since I try to keep it as clean and minimal as possible. And before getting back to getting some work done, I sit down and chill while watching some YouTube videos of my favorite vloggers of the moment. After getting dropped into the YouTube algorithm suggestions, which I wish would suggest my videos, but one day maybe, I do start to feel guilty and decide to get back to getting some work done. For this time, I'll be trying to sort out my editing skills on Lightroom to plan my Instagram shots for the week, as I am trying to get more active on my page. It is now 3:30 and I decide to get back to my animal production lecture and get an overview of a couple of lectures before starting to take some notes and learn them. And as I didn't have a proper meal yet, me and my girlfriend take a break from our activity and decide to eat while watching an episode of our new favorite series, Business Family. At around 5, it's shooting time. I try to take some shots for Instagram and play around with my camera to try and get better at photography, since I have some huge projects coming and I really do need to be ready for them. Once I'm more or less done with my shots and frustrated because I didn't manage to get the shots and edits that I had in mind, I pull out my iPad and open LumaFusion to start editing this vlog that you're watching right now. As it is getting close to the evening, I think this is going to be all for the day, since my evenings are not that entertaining nor productive. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel since it is truly encouraging for me. And I'll meet you in the next video. Peace.